Right, it has been just over a week since Kenya was taken off the UK red list. A hope for better days in the sector that has lost over 70 billion shillings during the COVID-19 pandemic. And as the world today celebrates International Tourism Day, what are your thoughts on resuscitating the industry? We have that story for you. That's what's trending today, and so many other stories that are making headlines in Kenya, across Africa, and in the rest of the world. But first, let's take a look at the highlights.
The news headlines in association with
Abby, your 24/7 digital personal banker. Another digital innovation that gets things done. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
And marking World Tourism Day with hope alive to resuscitate a sector that has lost over 70 billion in the COVID-19 pandemic. We tell you about a well-crafted plan by a section of MPs to bar lords of corruption from vying in the upcoming 2022 general elections. And Kenyans are grappling with an expensive breakfast after processors raised the price of milk just days after the cost of sugar went up. And this is Trending News with me, Nancy Lima. The hashtag Trending News at Lookup TV on Twitter, Lookup TV on Facebook. 20374 is the SMS number that you can use to connect with me and share your thoughts on what's trending today, World Tourism Day, and so much more. The bulletin begins now. The Kenya veterinary doctors have launched a two-day campaign to vaccinate about 5,000 dogs in Narok West Sub-County ahead of the World Rabies Day to be celebrated tomorrow, September 28th. Led by the Kenya Director of Veterinarians Sans Frontiers, VSF, Maurice Kiboye. The doctors launched the campaign to vaccinate the dogs in various points of the sub-county, targeting about 70% of the dogs that live in the wildlife-dominated land. Kiboye reminded the residents that rabies was a fatal disease because once a person is bitten by a sick dog, the chances of survival were almost nil. Right, and I know we're living at a time where everyone has a pet. I don't know if your dogs are vaccinated against rabies. If not, then you better join in the exercise that is ongoing for the next 2 days. And moving on, and I will be taking up the first story of today just in a minute. And the world celebrates the International Tourism Day. What are your thoughts on the same? Here is the story. Kenya joins the rest of the world in marking World Tourism Day. Tourism Cabinet Secretary Najib Balala is today leading national celebrations of the World Tourism Day in Mombasa. This year's celebration, under the theme Tourism for Inclusive Growth, comes at a time when the tourism sector in the country has lost over 70 billion shillings due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Over 2 billion shillings have been released by National Treasury to facilitate the recovery process of the tourism industry, which was brought down to its knees by the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the Tourism Cabinet Secretary Najib Balala, recovery of the sector to the pre-pandemic levels is expected to take place between 2023 and 2024. In the meantime, the country is targeting tourists from vaccinated countries such as United Kingdom, United States and China to boost international tourism. Balala also observes that vaccinating local population will serve as a magnet for international travelers because they will feel safe in the country. The ministry also seeks to diversify modes of operation and improve domestic tourism, which accounted for over 75% of the total tourism in 2020, following banning of international travel, according to the Institute for Public Policy Research and Analysis. The Kenya Coast Tourism Association chairperson Victor Shiraha, speaking at the event where 300 beach operators graduated, called the graduation of the beach operators a needed boost in an industry that is in recovery gear. The new graduates are expected to begin their work when tourist chartered flights from Morocco and Ukraine arrived in Mombasa following partnership between the two nations and county government of Mombasa. Indako Were, Lookup TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Indako Veri, for that report. Now, ODM presidential aspirant Raila Odinga says he will revive dead industries in the country if he is elected president. Odinga says he has a big plan to revive dead industries in major towns in the country that have since closed shop due to unfavorable conditions and low ease of doing business in the country.
The ODM leader, in his newly released plan for the private sector, says will invest in education, training, increased ease of doing business and strong financial institutions to aid the revival of a vibrant private sector in the country.
Ukienda katika kule industrial area Nairobi, hata Mombasa, hata Nakuru, hata hapa Nanyuki ulikuwa na Mountex hapa. Zote zilikufa.
He has also promised to strengthen the information communication technology sector in order to make it an engine of growth and a major source of foreign exchange for Kenya.
Kule industrial area Nairobi imekuwa ni kama kaburi ya viwanda. Kule viwanda ambazo zilikuwa zinatengeneza bidhaa ya Kenya sasa zimekuwa magala ya kuhifadhi containers ambayo kutoka Uchina. Watu wetu wanakwenda tu Uchina kununua ile bidhaa ambayo ni low quality na leto hapa kuuza. Wengine wanaleta mitumba ambayo ndio imejaa katika soko yetu hapa.
Odinga has also said if elected to office next year, he will provide a level playing field for small businesses and enterprises to compete fairly with the big corporations in the country, citing the wide difference in success rates of big business entities compared to smaller ones. As part of his manifesto for the sector, the former Prime Minister says his prospective government will offer support to the private sector through tax breaks, subsidized credit, safe state-guaranteed borrowing for the sector, tariff exemptions and preferential access to imported raw materials required by local manufacturers to make Kenya a leading exporter of manufactured goods.
Tulikuwa zamani na viwanda ya textiles, Kikomi kule Kisumu, Rivertex Eldoret, Raymond Nakuru, Mountex hapa Nanyuki, ile ilikuwa Thika. Zote zilikuwa zinatengeneza nguo wakati ule. Zote zimekufa. Sasa sisi tumekuwa an importer nation. This must be changed. We must begin the process of respecting made in Kenya.
Odinga says if elected, his government will set up an institution that will perpetually review and improve the state of international trade and export agenda. He has promised an award scheme for the most outstanding exporters to encourage competition among local exporters. Waris Kimathi, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Kimathi, for that report. And moving on, the late billionaire Tob Cohen's family want the DPP Nurin Haji out, accusing him of conducting selective prosecution in the gruesome murder at his home. The family's lawyer, Danson Omari, has stated that he had been given instructions to file a petition for the removal of the DPP. Speaking at Milimani Courts earlier today, has said that it has emerged from an affidavit filed by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, George Kinoti, that the DPP had rejected or refused to prosecute key suspects who were involved in the murder. The lawyer said there was evidence that Tob Cohen was killed by prominent persons who the DCI recommended for the prosecution but were not charged. He pointed out that Cohen had discovered his 999 shares had been stolen from his company, and the matter was reported to the police, but no action was taken. Cohen died 6 days later, and his body was found in a septic tank in his compound several days later. In an ongoing murder case, Sarah Wairimu, the widow to Tob Cohen, was charged as the main suspect. And moving on, Justice James Makau has temporarily quashed bid to higher tax on petroleum products. Makau said that there will be a danger to Kenyans in further increase of fuel prices. These, as members of the National Assembly, will determine whether fuel prices should be reviewed monthly in an investigation that seeks to lower petroleum cost. The lawmakers will seek views from Kenyans on whether review of petroleum prices should be extended beyond 1 month.
This follows concerns raised in a public petition to Parliament on the drastic increase in prices of petroleum. Kenya imposed fuel prices controls in December 2010, following a public uproar over sharp rise in petroleum prices. The Finance Committee Chairperson Gladys Wanga said in a notice to the public that the committee has resolved to conduct an inquiry into the drastic increase in petroleum and petroleum products to determine whether pricing of petroleum should be done monthly or whether the period should be increased. The committee has 14 days to conclude its inquiry that will also ascertain whether there are other causes driving up prices apart from taxes and levies. Taxes and levies account for the biggest chunk of the price of fuel and products at 58 shillings and 81 cents per litre of petrol, 66 shillings and 61 cents per litre of diesel, and 41 shillings and 14 cents per litre of kerosene. The product cost accounts for 60 shillings and 35 cents per litre of petrol, 53 shillings and 88 cents per litre of diesel, and 54 shillings and 44 cents for kerosene. Distribution and storage accounts for 3 shillings and 17 cents, 2 shillings and 9 cents, and 2 shillings 88 cents for petrol, diesel, and kerosene respectively, while margins takes 12 shillings 39 cents for petrol and 12 shillings 36 cents per litre of diesel and kerosene. Others are Railway Development Levy, Anti-Adulteration Levy, Merchant Shipping Levy, and the Import Declaration Fee. The Finance Committee is seeking to inquire into the amount of revenue raised from each of the taxes and levies paid on petroleum products per month. In less than 2 weeks since pump prices of fuel hit a historic high, causing a countrywide uproar, consumers in Kenya are facing yet another increase on at least 31 products. This comes with the adjustment of the excise duty rate by the Kenya Revenue Authority (KRA), a move that will force manufacturers and importers to pass costs to consumers. It will see fast-moving excisable goods such as fuel, beer, cigarettes, bottled water, energy drinks, and juice cost more from October 1st, with consumers who are reeling from the effects of COVID-19 amid reduced spending power forced to dig deeper into their pockets to access these products. In a notice issued August 10th, Kenya Revenue Authority General Commissioner said that the taxman would adjust the rate of excise duty using 4.97% as the average inflation rate covering the 2020-2021 financial year. As a result of the upcoming increases, consumers will pay 5 shillings and 77 cents more for a litre of beer, while prices of spirits will rise up to 13 shillings and 20 cents. The price of a packet of 20 cigarettes will increase by 3 shillings and 20 cents, in line with the rise in excise tax from 66 shillings and 20 cents to 69 shillings and 40 cents, while the duty on bottled water will rise from 3 shillings and 31 cents to 3 shillings and 47 cents per litre. Since the introduction of Excise Duty Act in December 2015, beer excise has increased from 100 shillings per litre to 116 Kenyan shillings per litre, which is 16% increase. Wine from 150 Kenyan shillings per litre to 198 Kenyan shillings and 34 cents per litre, an increase of 32%, and spirits from 175 Kenyan shillings per litre to 265 Kenyan shillings and 50 cents per litre, an increase of 52%. David Kasembeli, Lookup TV, Nairobi.
Right, and right about now we take a very short break here on Trending News. But Beverly Milimo here on Twitter is asking, why is the General Miguna trending? Is he coming to Kenya? Is he in the country? Well, I will be telling you shortly, just after the break, about that. What is the whole big deal about Miguna? Don't go too far. We take a very short break.
The future of money is simple.
like unlocking possibilities with a smile. And having the world in the palm of your hand. It's the ability to touch many lives at the same time and turn your dreams into reality. It's forgetting and still remembering. Simple is having everything that you love in one place. From the ticket to your next meal, to your ticket to the next holiday. It's an easy way to ask for a boost when you're low. And keeping track of everything on the go. The future of money is simple, and it's here. Download the new M-Pesa app today.
Please make those payments and take dinner out the freezer. Enjoy your day off.
Hey.
How was your day?
Great.
Did you pay the bills?
Abby did it.
And the plumber?
Abby did it.
Send money to your mom?
Abby did it.
Who's Abby?
Bank on WhatsApp with Abby, your 24/7 digital personal banker. Another digital innovation that gets things done. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
Did you take dinner out the freezer?
Welcome to Lookup Guest House Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we will be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable, and worthwhile experience. Here at Lookup Guest House, we provide our guests with a continuous supply of room amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Lookup Guest House Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707.
Did you know the world's top icons and legends who have made history are dyslexic? Dyslexia is a learning disorder that is characterized by difficulty in reading due to problems with identifying speech sounds and learning how they relate to letters and words. Dyslexia affects areas of the brain that process language. Symptoms include delayed speech, learning new words slowly, and a delay in reading. These legends made it, and so can your child.
Nairobi, are you ready? October is Dyslexia Awareness Month and the whole world will go red for dyslexia. Join us on 28th of October. Wear the red outfit as we light up the UAP on Mucho Red for dyslexia.
Where will you be watching the glow from? Does your child write B instead of D? Is your child phobic to the red pen due to the numerous X wrongs they get from teachers' marking pen? Do they refer to your child as a slow learner? Your child is simply dyslexic. To be part of the sponsor and for more information about dyslexia, kindly contact 0722 380 952. Let's go red for dyslexia.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Lookup TV movement now. Now. to grow your business? Broadcast your sermon, share birthday wishes, make funeral announcements, produce adverts and documentaries? Then book and advertise with us today by calling us on +254 700 893 542
700 893 542
or email us on sales@look-up.tv.
And welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with Look Up TV. The hashtag is trending us at Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook. 20374 is the SMS number that you can use to let me know what's trending wherever you are today, World Tourism Day. And why is Miguna trending? And I'll be letting you know about that in just a short while. And right about now, we'll be taking a look at across the social, where Honorable former Prime Minister and ODM leader Raila Odinga is in Sagana. He has been in the Mount Kenya region earlier today across Narumuru and in Sagana, where he got a very great welcome. He has actually now been supported by 4 governors who are supporting his presidential bid come the 2022 general elections. So, and as you can see, he is currently speaking right there, and we move right over to see what he is saying.
Na Jaramogi akaenda kwa bunge akasema ati Mr. Speaker, sir, in the heart of hearts of the African people, Jomo Kenyatta and all those who are detained with him were and are our true leaders, and their continued detention offends the consciousness of our people. Mpaka Kenyatta akatolewa nje kwa jela, akaja kawa rais wa taifa la Kenya. Mara nyingine mimi nilisema Kibaki tosha. Niliposema Kibaki tosha, Moi alisema Raila amekwisha kisiasa. Ati hakuna Mjaluo anaweza kumpigia Mkikuyu kura. Mimi nilienda Ujaluoni, nikaongea na wale, nikawaambia kwamba hakuja kuwa na vita kati ya Wajaluo na Wakikuyu. Huyu Kibaki ni mtoto wa Jaramogi. Jaramogi alitoa yeye Makarere akaleta yeye hapa. Kwa hivyo nataka kura ipigwe kwa Kibaki. Kibaki alipata 98.5% ya kura iliyoenda kwa Kibaki ya Wajaluo. Alishinda Orengo ambaye vile alikuwa ni candidate katika constituency ya Orengo ya Ugenya. Orengo alipata kura 4,000, Kibaki alipata kura 28,000. Naelewa vizuri. Sasa wakati tulikuwa tunafanya campaign, Kibaki akapata ajali, akalazwa. Mimi ndio nilifanya campaign Kenya mzima kwa Kibaki. Wakati baada ya kushinda, tulipeleka yeye kule Uhuru Park katika wheelchair, tukaingia naye pale akashika Biblia. Baadaye tukatoka naye hapo, sasa tunapeleka yeye Othaya. Kutoka Nairobi tukapitia huko Githurai, watu walijaa. Kutoka pale tukaingia Juja, kutoka kule tukaingia Thika. Basi pikipiki ikapita Mto Chania, ikaingia hapa, tukaingia Kanol hapa. Kutoka hapa tukaingia Murang'a, Sagana, tukaenda huko Garatina, tukaenda Mkoroini, tukaingia Othaya. Kila mahali nilipopita nilikuwa naitwa Mtongoria Jamba. Mpulizoni. Sibi nilikuwa Mtongora Jamba. Kwa sababu mimi nimerudi. Naambia nyinyi ya kwamba kumepambauka. Vijana kumepambauka. Jogoo shawika mara 3. Amukeni twende kazi. Hii ni kazi ya ukombozi ya 3 ya Kenya. Ni ukombozi ya vijana. Nataka vijana wawe kwenye mstari wa mbele wa hii vita sasa, ili tubadilishe Kenya. Walipokuwa wanapigania uhuru, walikuwa wanasema tunataka mzungu atoke, tushike hatamu ya utawala, tupigane na maadui wetu 3 makubwa: ugonjwa, ujinga, umaskini na ongeza sasa ya utawala mbaya. Lakini yale maadui bado wamo. Vijana wanakaa hapa, hakuna kazi. Tunataka kuanza chini kwa nursery, primary, secondary mpaka chuo kikuu, wapate elimu sawa sawa. Wakimaliza wafanye kazi ya sawa sawa, ili waweze kupata ajira na kutoka kwenye hali ya ufukara mpaka katika hali ya utajiri. Inawezekana. Inawezekana. Tulipokuwa na Kibaki, tulitengeneza kitu naita Rwaza 2030, Vision 2030. Hiyo Vision 2030 ilikuwa ni ibadilishe Kenya kiuchumi. Hawajafanya mpaka leo. Hawajafanya mpaka leo. Mimi ninajua ile kifunguo vile itakuwa, na hiyo ndio itatoa ajira kwa vijana wote na wakina mama. Wakulima watapata riziki yao kulingana na jasho yao. Wale wakulima wa majani chai, wakulima wa kahawa, wakulima wavuvi wa samaki, wale wakulima wale watu wa maziwa, yote tutabadilisha, leta sawa sawa. Alafu wataweza kuingiza bidhaa zao katika soko. Tumeelewana vizuri? Tumeelewana vizuri? Haya yote yanawezekana tukiungana pamoja kama Wakenya, kama kitu kimoja. Mjana, mko tayari? Mko tayari?
Right, and that is ODM leader Raila Odinga, who is on a tour at the central region of Kenya, right there speaking in Sagana, and where 4 governors have launched a bid to support him in his presidency ahead of the 2022 general elections. He's talking about how he largely supported former President Mwai Kibaki during his campaigns, and he's taking a trip down memory lane of how they went from different places, Naromoru, Sagana, and many other regions in the central place in Kenya, where they were actually taking Kibaki for presidency. And he has also talked about eradicating poverty and joblessness among the youth, saying that it is possible to turn things around. Vision 2030 that was launched by him, Raila Odinga, and former President Mwai Kibaki is yet to be realized very many years later. And that story, we're going to be giving it to you in our subsequent bulletins, and you can also continue taking a look at that live on our website. And moving on, a plan is underway to bar suspects of corruption from vying in the upcoming elections in 2022. In a letter sent to National Assembly, Speaker Justin Muturi, a group of MPs allied to President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, are proposing a bill which will amend 2 major laws related to elections. Calvin Kodalo with more.
Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga are pushing for amendments to the Leadership and Integrity Act to bar anyone facing serious crimes or crimes related to graft from contesting any seat in 2022. Through a letter sent to House Speaker Justin Muturi, the lawmakers also want to amend the Elections Act of 2011 and are seeking the Speaker's approval as they look to draft legislation. The lawmakers believe the legislation will address the legal gap which have made it difficult to implement the 2010 Constitution effectively. The Constitution under Article 99 indicates that a person is disqualified from being elected as a Member of Parliament if he or she could be subject to imprisonment for at least 6 months as at the date of registration as a candidate.
However, the law contains a rider saying a person is not disqualified unless all possible appeals and reviews of a sentence or decision are exhausted. The offices of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, and the Directorate of Public Prosecutions, DPP, have in the past openly aired the frustrations with the country's laws, saying that they can be a stumbling block to the fight against graft. If the MPs are successful in their plan, it could spell bad news for a number of political leaders who are facing court cases, as they would be barred from vying for any political office. Some of the governors facing cases in court include Governor Okoth Obado of Migori County, Muthomi Njuki of Tharaka Nithi, Sospita Ojamong of Busia County, Moses Lenol Kulal of Samburu, and Ali Korane Garissa. More than 20 MPs are also facing charges including misuse of CDF cash, fraud, forgery, murder, and incitement to violence. These include Madera MP Rigathi Gachagua, Lugari MP Ayub Savula, and Nandi MP Alfred Keter. Calvin Kodalo, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
And thank you for that report. Brian Okechamwai says he's tuned in. Nelly Gladys watching from Westlands. Kenny Jinanangwe says, good job, team. Thank you so much. Karibia Shadrack is tuned in. Lydia and Carter the same. And J. Mark says, mambo ya vijana baba ataweza kweli. Well, it's up to us and the ballot. It's for Kenyans to decide. And right about now is where we come to an end here on Trending News. But before I wind up Trending News, I have a quick one for you, our dear viewer. The much-awaited one-on-one interview with a man with the same name twice. Dr. Miguna with our very own CEO, Eugene Anangwe, and who is the host of Bottom Line KE, will be live at exactly 9 p.m. tonight. This time we will be boarding. So make a date with us here on Look Up TV. You cannot afford to miss this one. The hashtag is Bottom Line KE. I am Nancy Nalima. Thank you so much for watching. Do have yourselves a pleasant evening.
The future of money is simple, like unlocking possibilities with a smile and having the world in the palm of your hand. It's the ability to touch many lives at the same time and turn your dreams into reality. It's forgetting and still remembering. Simple is having everything that you love in one place. From the ticket to your next meal, to your ticket to the next holiday. It's an easy way to ask for a boost when you're low. And keeping track of everything on the go. The future of money is simple, and it's here. Download the new M-Pesa app today.
Did you know the world's top icons and legends who have made history are dyslexic? Dyslexia is a learning disorder that is characterized by difficulty in reading due to problems with identifying speech sounds and learning how they relate to letters and words. Dyslexia affects areas of the brain that process language. Symptoms include delayed speech, learning new words slowly, and a delay in reading. These legends made it, and so can your child.
Nairobi, are you ready? October is Dyslexia Awareness Month and the whole world will go red for dyslexia. Join us on 28th of October. Wear the red outfit as we light up the UAP on Mucho Red for dyslexia.
Where will you be watching the glow from? Does your child write B instead of D? Is your child phobic to the red pen due to the numerous X wrongs they get from teachers' marking pen? Do they refer to your child as a slow learner? Your child is simply dyslexic. To be part of the sponsor and for more information about dyslexia, kindly contact 0722 380 952. Let's go red for dyslexia.
Want to grow your business? Broadcast your sermon, share birthday wishes, make funeral announcements, produce adverts and documentaries? Then book and advertise with us today by calling us on +254 700 893 542
700-893-542.
or email us on sales@look-up.tv.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations. Feel free to get in touch with us through 0700 893 542 or send us an email to views@look-up.tv. We can't wait to hear from you.
Like,